I think we're live. Hello, everyone. Oh, are you coming through my... This was the problem. I know. I'm sorry. You're also not coming through right now, so I need to fix that. Oh my gosh, everything updated this week, and I don't know... Here we go. Is this how you do it? Okay. Dude, the problem with it nowadays is that it always feels like
useless.
Yes, like they're just kind of nitpicking at
Let's
things.
move the settings icon to the bottom left.
Like even getting on today I opened up like Photoshop, and it was like small differences, and then there's just things that I use regularly that after an update, when they're not working the way that I'm used to them working, I'm like, why did you do this to me? I was like, you've now made my life more difficult.
When there was when there really wasn't a point to
there's no reason
move or
like photo
transfer things around.
Yeah.
Like I understand it when there's a massive update, but you should keep, in my opinion, they should keep things in their current location and not keep changing things around. We sound old, don't we? We're
oh dude,
we're there now, aren't we?
We are, yeah. For sure. It's fine.
We're the old men on the patio saying, "You dang kids, stop changing my settings." All right, I just signed back into the YouTubers. I see Nerd of the Rings is live. I'm gonna get on his and say, "Hey, we're live right now. Stop." Stop! Don't go live right now. You're not allowed.
Brother, you better not think that the Stephen Colbert thing is good. Dude, we're going back through a new cycle with this. I can't believe it, because I legitimately, and we'll get into it. I think we'll do a little general discussion of One Piece, and then we'll talk about everything else, because we've got at least 3 or 4 other things really 5 maybe that I want to try to hit in this episode.
Okay, so let's talk everything we're talking about. One Piece, Lord of the Rings,
Lord of the Rings writer news.
Yep. Dune trailer.
Oh, I didn't. Okay, yeah, Dune. Sure. Yeah.
Spider-Man trailer.
Yeah. Are we talking? Oh my gosh, Joseph, the list is getting bigger.
Harry Potter trailer.
Harry Potter. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Hopefully.
And then Hail Mary.
Harry Potter, Hail Mary, The Furious, and then I want to talk about Crimson Desert for a few minutes too. But we can.
Crimson Desert and The Furious.
So
there we go.
I was about to type in the Dune 3. Legendary. I guess this is a legendary.
Yeah.
Okay. And then wait. Spider-Man.
Spider-Moon.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Woman.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Boy. He's been Spider-Boy. In this movie, he's supposed to become Spider-Man.
Now he becomes Spider-Man. It is kind of crazy. This is his 4th movie. Like,
it is. And I know other people feel differently, but I do enjoy Tom Holland's Spider-Man. It kind of seems like the past 3 movies have kind of been like the same. He's kind of going through the same challenges. So this kind of feels more like an actual challenge he's going through. Potentially.
Okay, cool. That'll go there.
Anyway, we're not talking about that right now.
That'll go there. I need to pull up Hail Mary.
Oh, we're talking about Night of Seven Kingdoms, right?
What? No.
I'm just kidding.
We don't have time. We don't have time for that. That's old news, Joseph. We have the world moves too quickly. Project Hail Mary. Okay. All right. I think I'm good. I think I got everything that I need. Okay. Well, how you doing, Joseph? Jojo. Oh, did I lose him? Did your computer crash? I think it did. I'm all alone. His computer definitely crashed. I think I'm alone. Well, I don't even know where to start. Let's see if he... Oh, wait, I heard something. Did I... Hello?
Yeah.
Are you there? No, you're okay.
Yeah. Freaking motherboard. I got to get it replaced.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, I'm 90% confident it's my motherboard.
It probably is. Every time I've known of someone having issues, like major issues with their computer, the motherboard's usually the problem. Whoa, what up, Momo?
What's up,
I'm alone
Gators?
now. There doesn't seem to be anyone around. Momo went to go see Project Hail Mary with me yesterday.
Oh, nice. Mm-hmm. Did y'all hold hands when y'all watched it?
Yes. Of course. We always do.
Did y'all share a popcorn bucket?
No, I don't buy those. I don't buy that cheap plastic crap. They had some there. They were from some kids movie or whatever. They had them like buy one get one free because they can't get rid of them.
Yeah,
just tchotchkes. That stuff's. It's just the new phase. They're trying to make money because theaters aren't making money off of movies, and I don't even think people are making. Why I snored in Act 2? Yeah, we'll talk about that later. I really did like the movie. I should not have eaten a giant burrito before we saw it.
That's setting yourself up for failure.
Oh, dude,
right
I was
especially
way
at our age.
I know I was way too cozy in that theater.
Dude, that happened to me last night. So, my wife bought Harvestella on her Switch, and she started to play it, and it's probably like 8:45. And she really wanted me to watch the beginning because I had missed it during her first playthrough. Mm-hmm. And dude, 9:10 gets here, passed out, solid.
Yeah, man. I mean,
5 minutes later, I get woken up to. I thought you were gonna watch me play it. I can't help it.
I know it's funny how that happens. Like you just get comfortable, and then you're like, you're gone. I have some friends. One of them, he's in a couple different bands, and he's playing in town on Saturday. And one of the girls that because they work together, and that's how I know them. And I was talking to him the other day, and she was like, "I've gone to a couple of his shows." And she's like, "Oh, you're gonna stay like out all night for this one, right?" And I was like, maybe. Like, dude, I feel like a certain time hits me now, and I'm just like, I'm like Cinderella. I'm like, I have to get out of here. I'm gonna turn into a pumpkin or whatever, whatever it is. Oh man, you still there? You didn't crash again, did you? Uh-oh, boys, he's crashed again. We may have to reschedule this if this keeps happening. Oh my gosh. Hi, Jenna. Good to see you. Daniel, I'm Boomer Grandpa. Yeah, basically. I believe the children refer to it as UNC now. UNC. That is X in the chat for Joseph. Yeah, 07's in the chat for Joseph, everyone. 07's in the troll room for Joseph. I believe I believe we've lost him. I believe we've lost Joseph. Unk status acquired. I know. Listen, I'm kind of proud of it. I'm not like. Maybe it's like growing up seeing stuff like that. What is 07? It's a salute. You don't see it? 07 is a salute. I am not hip.
X in the chat for Joseph.
07s. Welcome back. You see it now. 6-7. No, not 6-7, Joseph. You're gonna get the trolls riled up.
Yeah. One of my coworkers were asking, "What's the password to this office in our building?" I'm like, excuse me. One of my coworkers was asking, "What's the password to one of our other coworkers' office?" And I was like, "It's probably 6767." But Yeah, man, I don't know. I'm just gonna have to buy like there's after researching it some, I think I'm gonna have to buy this like $400 to $500 motherboard.
Yeah, it's
everything I have. I think it's like I kind of want to overkill it. That way I can
not a bad
just
idea.
Not worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, really in general with this stuff, like going the cheaper route's going to get you in trouble long term.
Yep. And that's what I did. I bought a $150 motherboard in 22 is when I got this. And now it's having issues. So
yeah, tech is really one of those things that like you kind of do pay what you get for. There's definitely diminishing returns,
Yeah,
but
there's a such thing as overkill.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get going. Why don't we? You'll be able to see this if you watch the YouTube, Joseph. I've added a new feature. I have added a new feature to our video stuff on Discord, or not on Discord, on for the video stuff for YouTube. Yes. So
oh yeah.
Hold on. Let me pull this up and pause this. So, as y'all can see, we have video footage of the current One Piece, one of the episodes from One Piece, and now it's got a little filter over it so that I can play the videos without having to worry about copyright. Hopefully.
Nice. It does have a filter over it.
You'll see it.
Oh yeah, okay.
It has emerged. It's something I've been trying to.
Dang, we're moving on up in the world.
And so like now I can play the footage from behind it, and you can kind of still see what's going on, but also now I don't have to worry about.
You just need to make the filter a little bit more opaque.
I could. I'm worried though.
Okay.
Because if I do that, I'm worried that we'll get hit.
Well, you could still see our emblem in it, more like a watercolor.
But so we'll see. I might bring it down, but we're gonna test this and see how it goes. And then moving forward, I might bring the translucence down like just a tiny bit every show, and until maybe we get hit, and then bring it slightly back up and find like that sweet spot for us.
Yeah. So good job, man. It looks good though.
Yay. All right. So, you finished season 2 of One Piece. Jen is about to check out. He doesn't want to hear about. He doesn't want to hear about One Piece slop.
I thought One Piece was her favorite show. Excuse me.
Yeah, they's favorite show.
Yeah.
Okay, so where did you end up landing on it?
I liked it. I think you hit it on the head last week when you said like 6.5. I think, which is above average for us. With our score, 5 is average. So still a good show. Glad that I watched it. I enjoy the tones and the themes, and I enjoyed the world building, some of the characterization, and the brightness of it, how it's whimsical, and just the positive tones and uplifting story that it is.
Yeah.
However, with that said, it verges too much on the childish side this season, and we don't get enough sitting with the characters as much as I would like. I would say, how many episodes is it? 8, right?
8 episodes.
Yeah, I would say probably the 3rd episode and the one with, what's his name? Buster? Is that his name?
No.
Freak.
I knew his name until you just asked me. Chopper.
Chopper, that's
Chopper.
It. Buster. Shows you how much I was paying.
I like that. Now you are Buster.
Listen here, Buster. Anyway, Chopper, excuse me. I enjoyed that episode and his storyline. It leaned too much on the immature side, and it's also one of those deals. To give an example of that, I think last week I talked about the booger flicker bomb from Mr. 5, whatever his name was, and then in episode 8 when they're fighting presumably the main villain of the story for season 2, the King of Drum or whatever. They don't take that fight scene. They don't take the villain serious. So if you don't take the villain serious, why should I? I never felt like throughout the story that there was any serious threat to Luffy and the other cast members. I mean, yeah, you had Naomi's sickness, but I never truly felt like, oh crap, you know, they may die, even though they're not.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like A Night of the Seven Kingdoms is a good example of that. In episode 5, during the fight, you're in with Arian and everything, you're like, oh crap, he may actually lose. Is he gonna die? Of course he's not gonna die, but is he gonna die? You know what I mean? It's they get right up to that line. And I never got to that point in season 2. And I think like I enjoy the fact they go over the top, and I enjoy the fact that it's funny and comical, but they undercut the serious tones quite a bit. Mm-hmm. So it starts to feel like a Marvel movie. It's not a Marvel movie, but in certain scenes, certain aspects, they don't let things sit as they should. In my opinion.
Yeah. I Jenna in the troll room made a good point. That's why you don't cram 40 chapters worth into 8 episodes. And that it loses its depth because of that, and that's pretty much what I was saying. It's kind of what I was feeling, last week. Was like, I liked it, but you can tell that it needs more. And I went back and I watched season 1, most of it. I'm gonna finish season 1, but I wanted to get like a feel for how the first season was versus season 2. And I think season 1, it's got better pacing. I think there's more stakes involved. You get a lot more of the character elements with like Luffy and the rest of the cast, because you're learning a decent amount about like their backstories. Like there's just enough there that it's like kind of keeping you going, and you're kind of understanding who they are, and like certain characters are going through arcs throughout that season. And it works really well, and it's easy to connect with those characters, and this is building off of it, but I think it might be 2 things. It is because they've shortened, and they're squishing in the timeline to try to catch up. It's a problem of not enough episodes. And it also comes back to the problem of it's been 2.5 years. And so doing 8 episodes potentially every 2.5 years, this is not going to work. It's not going to work out. They saw a slight, I saw something on X today that was claiming that they saw a slight decrease in their numbers from season 1 to season 2. Not huge. But there was a decrease. And I think, again, like we've talked about a million times on here, it taking too long is hurting it, and it not being a weekly thing is hurting it.
Yep.
And
I think you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
But I think with Netflix, they're going to be so committed to how they started out, releasing everything all at once. It's going to be hard, if not maybe impossible, for them to budge completely from that. I don't know if Netflix will ever do a weekly release. However, that's probably why they started to do part 1 and part 2, because they probably want to do that. They probably know, but it's going to go against their model. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It definitely will. It's just an odd thing, and I've been enjoying some of it, and like I said, I don't know if I'll ever be able to just like sit down and watch the anime. Like I feel like that boat's kind of sailed for me. But this is like a decent way of being able to watch this, but I just don't think I'll be able to. I don't think it'll be able to sustain it. These actors are going to age out by the time they get to like season 5. They're all going to be like in their 40s, and it's not going to be the same. It'll start getting weird.
If you are not able to release the TV show 1 year after the other, you need to figure out why and rectify that. If that means scaling it back somehow or whatnot, and maybe, David, maybe it means if it's like, well, the VFX and everything like that, that's what's slowing it down, having to do the CGI. Maybe don't make it into live action then.
Yeah, it sucks that,
because you're right. It's like waiting 2.5 years between each season. I think I can speak for me. I didn't want to go back and watch another 8 hours of season 1, even though I enjoyed season 1. I put it like an 8, maybe 8.5.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it. Thought it was really good. Wouldn't mind going back and watching it. But now I have to commit at this point in my life. That's a huge commitment to make 8 hours because my time is really limited. And so it's like, that's why you have to release the next season as soon as you can. I think that's what's going to help Eye of the Seven Kingdoms so much is that it doesn't have this grand scope. And so it shouldn't have this huge production budget. Now it probably will get more money. But yeah, I mean, they just need to go back to how it was before. There's a reason why the weekly episodes work. I mean, release like 16 episodes in a season, or back in the day, like 24. We were talking about last week, it was 24.
Yeah, somewhere between like 21 and 24, and hour-long episodes, which I think surprised you.
For 6 months.
Yeah,
that's like 6 months.
Yeah, you were getting an hour-long. I mean, dude, if you go back, you look at like Supernatural back then. That show was on the air forever. Hour-long episodes. I'm pretty sure 20-ish plus episode seasons. Vampire Diaries was the same way. Like all of that stuff, and it's funny because like even it's a little more recent, but like Arrow, Flash, and some of that other like DC stuff that they were doing on CW. Like, despite some of the quality aspects of it, they were hour-long, 20-plus episode seasons for a lot of their run. Yeah, they were doing that, and it seems like that talent's been lost.
Well, you are right about that. I don't really have a ton of thoughts on One Piece. That's kind of where I landed.
Yeah,
I am still looking forward to season 3, but I don't know if I'll be looking forward to it as much in 3 years from now.
We'll do a single episode talking about the entire season whenever it comes out.
Think about it like this. How old are you?
37.
Okay. So you'll be 40 and I'll be 38 when season 3 comes out.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's absurd.
It's absurd.
And maybe by then we'll have Rings of Power season 3.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we'll pretty much be done with the Night of the Seven Kingdoms at that point.
Yeah, pretty much. It's crazy to think about. Those are the terms you just think to put things in perspective to think about in your head. I'm going to be this old when this season comes out, and that's the same deal. I don't know if you have anything more to say with One Piece, but that's the same thing with Harry Potter as well. That I heard that the showrunner said that we would love to release a season every year, but due to the scope of the story, we're not going to be able to do that.
Season or Harry Potter?
Yeah, with Harry Potter. And it's like, dude, like those kids are young. By the time you're done with it, they'll be 30. It's going to be another Stranger Things type deal.
Hang on.
Oh, I didn't know that, King.
That's what I'm looking up right now.
If that is true,
it seems like the third season is going to be released at a speedier pace now. I just looked up the first thing that I found. Currently production. Wrap up in June.
For those that don't know, King in the troll room is saying that he thinks that season 3 is going to come out next year.
No official release date or plot synopsis has been confirmed yet.
Yep.
I'll eat my words if it happens. I'll be shocked if it comes out next year. Like, absolutely shocked. Because it's just not how it works.
Yeah, I would imagine it would be in 2029, 28 at the earliest. You know, like 2.5 years from now would technically be 2028, right? So, yeah. I would say probably you're looking at 2029.
The point, regardless of 2 years, 2.5 years,
but if it comes out next year, then great.
The point being is that when you drop all your episodes at once, you get maybe 2 weeks of it being in the spotlight, and then it's gone. Which ultimately hurts you because people move on. They forget about things. Nobody's talking about, well, there's still a few memes here and there, and I think that's one of the things that weirdly enough, it's one of the things that helps long term. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by the troll room. So the point being is that if you release everything at once, you get maybe 2 weeks out of, let's be generous and say this comes out a year later. Like exactly a year later, which I'm doubting at this point.
Let's say it comes out mid, like Jenna said, which I looked up and saw on Google. It's supposed to come out mid. It's expected to come out mid to late 2027. So let's say it does. Let's say by August of next year it's released.
That's
right?
still
just
too
about.
long.
Yeah,
that's. I mean, a year and a
half.
With
how they release it, you're right. It is still too long because they just dumped the episodes, and that's one of the things that hurts their shows on Netflix, in my opinion. Is that it comes in and it comes out. Like you said, at the very most, it's going to stay in the cultural zeitgeist for 2 weeks.
At most. And then it's gone again until they get the next one out. And there was a reason that the model, the way that they used to do it, worked. And it's fine, I guess, to do 8 episodes, but the show's just not. It's not even the actual show itself for the most part. It's all of the production that's around it that's hurting it more than anything. This has been the problem with this stuff forever. Like, I mean, and Jenna mentioned it earlier, but like COVID really was one of the things that caused these problems. And so now you have these insane production times on all of these things. And we
don't have 24-hour Taco Bell anymore. We don't have 24-hour Walmart. Mm-hmm. We don't get yearly television show releases. I mean, it's just been downhill, dude.
It's weird. Yeah. It's been
the
really
holy
weird,
poke, man.
So all of that being said, the point of it, regardless of whether it's a year and a half, 2 years, 2.5 years, it's too long, and it doesn't become relevant anymore.
I wonder, you think part of the problem is, in addition to what we've just discussed, do you think it's also, are they hiring people based on merit or for other criteria? You know what I mean? Just all the way around.
I don't know.
Whether if it's, phasing more experienced people out and hiring cheaper workers who have less experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely possible. I couldn't tell you for sure. The talent definitely seems to not be around anymore.
I think it's, we were talking about this last week, and with Peter Jackson, like we're talking about Lord of the Rings today, right?
Yeah, it's a good segue.
And now with how liberal Hollywood is, of course he lives in New Zealand, but still around that crowd and everything, you would expect people to change and probably stay in line. I don't know his personal politics and ideology and stuff like that. But I don't think it necessarily matters if the person is passionate about the source material, like to an extent, right? Mm-hmm. And so if you're passionate about the source material, I think there's better odds of someone creating a successful story. And I think Lord of the Rings was just lightning in the bottle for that time period with a lot of different stuff.
Yeah.
And since that point, like we talked about last week, when it comes to directors, because of the bubbles they're around and stuff, it seems to be like it's hard for a lot of them to maintain that excellence.
Yeah, it's not there anymore.
And okay, I'm not going to go into Peter Jackson's other films outside of Lord of the Rings because I What's that one with them riding on the planets or whatnot? I didn't really care for that one.
Wait, the what? What?
That's how I remember it. Peter Jackson, IMDb. I'll tell you real fast.
Okay.
Mortal Engines. That's one thing.
Didn't he just produce that though? He didn't direct that, right?
He didn't direct it.
I don't think so. I don't think
his
he did.
spouse is Fran Walsh. How did I not know that?
That's
She's
crazy.
one of the writers on Lord of the Rings. What the heck? I clicked the wrong thing. That's what's up. Yeah. Well, let's see here. He was a producer. You're right. Sorry.
It's okay. They do that a lot where they put a name of someone who is well respected up in front, and it's not really by them. It's still done today. It was really bad like years and years ago because I remember they used to do it with Quentin Tarantino a lot, where it would be this huge thing where produced by Quentin Tarantino, and your average moviegoer just sees Quentin Tarantino and they go, oh, sweet, this might be awesome. And then it's not, he really doesn't have anything to do with it. You know, he might be like, oh yeah, kind of a cool concept. And that's like all you get from him. And he's just there to like basically try to make money.
So that leads me into saying what we're going to talk about with Lord of the Rings.
I have a video.
Which is, do I need to stop and let you play the video?
Let me play the video first.
Okay.
Let's let Peter Jackson dig his own grave.
Bookmark.
Yep. Hopefully the audio comes through on this. I will know in just a moment. No, hang on. Why is it not coming through?
No worries.
Give me...
Because I got thoughts.
Give me a moment. Oh, that's why. Hold, please. I have to...
Holding? You want me to play elevator music?
I know. I should get elevator music for... I think it's this one. There we go.
You're a Hunt for Gollum update. PJ. The first of many that we'll do, little blogs along the way. And Andy Serkis has been busy designing the film. He's going to direct it and obviously play Gollum. We've got a lot of the old team back again, familiar faces and some new faces. But Andy's doing a terrific job. It's looking amazing. The script is coming together really well, and I think it's going to be a really good film. It's a really good film. But that is not the only Tolkien movie that we're developing.
We'll get there.
We've actually got another film that we'll be making after Hunt for Gollum. So I thought I should tell you a little bit about that. Actually, why don't I get somebody else to explain it? Because we've got a very special partner that we're working with, and you can see for yourself. Hang on. There we go. Hello.
Very special partner.
Hi, Peter.
Hey, Stephen. Hi. How are you?
How are you doing?
Good. I like all your Tolkien stuff on the wall there. That's that's hard.
Oh, thanks. This is just part of the collection.
So I was just explaining to the folks about the next Tolkien movie after Hunt for Gollum, and the fact that we've partnered up with you to develop the script. So
yeah, I'm pretty happy about it. Should I tell people what the story is?
As much as you want. Yep.
I will, as much as I can. You know what the books mean to me and what your films mean to me. But the thing I found myself reading over and over again were the 6 chapters early on in the Fellowship that y'all never developed into the first movie back in the day. It's basically the chapter is Three's Company through Fog on the Barrow Downs. And I thought, oh, wait, maybe that could be its own story that could fit into the larger story. Could we make something that was completely faithful to the books while also being completely faithful to the movies that you guys had already made? And I started talking it over with my son, Peter, who's also a screenwriter. And we worked out what we thought would work, especially as a framing device for that story. And it took me a few years to scrape my courage into a pile to give you a call. But about 2 years ago, I did. You liked it enough to talk to me about it. And ever since then, the two of us have been working with the brilliant Philippa Boyens on how to develop this story. And we recently took it to Richard Brenner at New Line and Pam Abdi and Mike DeLuca at Warner Brothers. And I could not be happier to say that they loved it. And so that's what we're going to be working on.
Fantastic. Now, are you sure you've got the time, though? Because,
that I did not think I would have the time. As much as I love it, I knew I couldn't do that and do the show at the same time. But it turns out I'm going to be free starting this summer.
Well, isn't that fortunate?
Isn't that a you catastrophe right there? So,
all right, that's probably enough. I think we don't need to listen to the rest of that. I don't think there was anything important after that.
I buy it when I need to be bludgeoned to death.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh! Because
yeah, especially the no,
Jenna,
no.
the troll room. Jenna was saying that don't talk bad about Peter Jackson, and I was like, oh no, Jenna doesn't know.
No.
Sorry to break the bad news to you.
That's what we're here for,
dude. I saw this like earlier today and was just like, oh no. And then
I know
the video came out a little while after they announced this, and Peter's been doing these like, this is the similar update to what he did during the beginning of the trilogy when they put it back in theaters this year, where he would just like sit and talk about like aspects of the movie or whatever, which was pretty great. I think, Joseph, this is the marker in history where Lord of the Rings as a franchise has officially been cooked.
Yep.
Listen, Rings of Power, obviously bad. Hunt for Gollum, you and I are both like not going to be good. We're pretty certain about that. This is the moment, I think, that really puts the nail in the coffin for that series.
Yeah, and I think it's the choices that they're making. We, as you mentioned, the Hunt for Gollum. Why are we focusing on a story that has like one or two paragraphs, if I remember correctly, and that even more importantly, his arc's already completed? What are you adapting that's so central and important that we don't already know? Like, to me, the risk is greater from taking away from the trilogy, the Lord of the Rings trilogy, versus adding to it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that doesn't make any sense. Now with this, basically they're going to cover the Barrow Downs and Tom Bombadil. That's what they're going for. And so, it's probably going to be some, probably open with Eleanor, Sam's daughter, stumbles upon, the Red Book somehow that describes their experience and what they went through, and they go back in time somehow. And so while the concept is a bit interesting in the sense of covering the Barrow Downs, and the fact that Stephen Colbert does take it away the political side, mind you, just focusing on his personal passion for Lord of the Rings and his personal Catholic faith, although that doesn't seem to
allegedly.
Allegedly,
I saw someone. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
And it doesn't seem to penetrate to his. I gotta say, caveat this with, I don't spend a lot of time listening to Stephen Colbert.
Right.
What I have seen of him, my limited amount I've seen of him, for the past like years and years and years, it doesn't seem like that faith like affects his public beliefs. I could be wrong on that. Just with what I've seen.
I mean, yeah, I would agree.
But Lord of the Rings seems to be the only things he doesn't have like brain rot about. And so it's possible that he could tell a faithful adaptation. However, it's grim. My outlook is grim because nothing comes out of Hollywood that has the ability to capture the truth and the beauty and light of Tolkien's Middle Earth, unless it's somehow by accident.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, they stumble their way into like good stuff these days.
Yeah, and I think again, this is another story where the Barrow Downs are interesting, and there's a lot of depth they could explore there. But here's the thing: why are we going back? And I don't necessarily mind having like the old cast back, like they did with The Hobbit, right? Frodo and Ian Holm, who played Bilbo, and then having a flashback scene of telling the story, right? I don't mind that aspect. That's fine. I don't mind if they bring the old cast back in that way, like if they were to bring Vigo back and he's telling his son a story. But it's just the fact that we're going back to the trilogy again, in my opinion, get away from it. You could easily tear the Bear Down story. Hopefully my memory serves me correctly. Chat can correct me. But they could tell the Bear Downs with the rise of Angmar, the rise of the Witch King, the Angmar Wars. Another story they could tell would be the War in the North, which still kind of ties into the trilogy some if they wanted to go that route, but it's a completely brand new story. And that's tied still to the trilogy, just not in the same way. And then they could also tell the Kingsland. There's 3 right off the bat. Mm-hmm. They could go young Aragorn if they wanted to, and his how he led the some battles in Harad and everything. And so there's just many different routes they could go without having to milk out the Fellowship of the Ring. And I think before in the past I've told you, it seems like it's like the guy that was amazing in high school football, or you could say in college football or in pro football, and it's like 10, 20 years later, and it's like back in my day and back in my time, just continuously reliving in the past rather than moving on and capturing something new.
Yeah, this is
because this really isn't that new.
It's Circus's project. Like, he's directing, he's writing. Like, Jackson is involved in a kind of secondary role.
Right.
He's not taking like the front seat on this because I don't know if he'll ever. He's talked about how he doesn't want to, or he hasn't really directed much of anything since his DP died, and this is kind of continuing that. So, this whole thing, it's just so funny because someone was like, Stephen Colbert says that he's a fan of Lord of the Rings. He also claims to be a fan of comedy. So
that's a good point because it's that whole Hollywood bubble, because like back in the day, if I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, but he used to be funny.
He was humorous, obviously he had good writers too. Like, don't be mistaken. That's a good point about that. Because to be honest, like, people kind of the first like season or so of like John Oliver's show, pretty funny.
Yep.
Pretty funny.
John Oliver's. I didn't watch that. Sorry, I was thinking Jon Stewart.
Oh yeah, they all had better writers. This was before they all politics completely took over their lives, and they all thought that everything was like coming to an end. They used to have like a better sense of the world, and it's just not. They don't have that anymore. Everything turned and it got put through a specific lens.
Yeah.
And because that happened, that's when all of that stuff really started to change 10 years ago, And it's sad, man. That's what ends up happening, because even Peter, they joke about in there that Peter mentions it's the fakest thing ever, dude. It's just the most actory thing ever, where he's like, oh, I love all of your Lord of the Rings paraphernalia behind you or whatever. Like, they didn't set that up specifically for this video.
Yep.
Didn't add in. There's a little you can't see it in this shot, but there's a little troll dude on the stand behind Stephen Colbert. And you're just like, oh, okay, yeah. It's like, all right, I don't believe. And dude, ever since, and I need to look it up. If I can, we'll try to do that next week. Someone had mentioned that Colbert did a bunch of positive interview stuff for Rings of Power, and I don't remember that. But I didn't have time to look into it this week.
Okay,
so we can talk. We'll talk about that next week if it exists, and we'll go through those videos because I think that would be hilarious. If I can find them. But yeah, man, I don't have much else to say about this other than it's just, like I said, I have no faith in this. I don't have faith that anyone can. Fantasy in general, I think, is probably pretty dead right now. I think we're about to really go through like a dry period for a lot of that stuff. We'll see what happens with the Brandon Sanderson stuff. And obviously we still have A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, so it's not going to go completely away. But the big scale, high fantasy, like...
It's because they're not doing it right, because Hollywood learns all the wrong lessons. Like, why are you going to announce Peter Jackson, Philippa Boyens, and Fran Walsh are coming back and then do The Hunt for Gollum and put out that fire? Yeah. Why are you going to announce this? Why aren't you doing the Angmar Wars, the Kinstrike, the War in the North? You could do the War of the Dwarves and the Orcs. You could do the War of Sauron and the Elves and the founding of Rivendell. There's many stories you can do that doesn't freaking focus around the original trilogy. Mm-hmm. You can grow up and move on and create something new. Nostalgia is good. There's nothing wrong with that. But good grief, man. Like, people stop living in the past so much.
They can't do it. It won't happen.
Like, create something new.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be
like, nice. I get it. I mean, I can understand you're committing a lot of money. It's a big risk, but you're going to have Peter Jackson and Philippa Boyens and Fran Walsh's name on it. You got that right there. You can bring back the original cast. There's a reason why Viggo's not coming back. It's because their script for The Hunt for Gollum probably sucks.
I think you're probably right.
More than
Yeah. Yeah, I think...
I like all the actors and everything from the... it's just like there's a time to move on. Like, there's an end point to things, and there's a reason why. And before we move on, I wanted to read this quote from Christopher Tolkien, if I can find it real fast.
That's so funny because I have the quote too.
Okay, you want to read it then? Because I'd have to look it up.
Yeah. Did you find it on X?
Yeah.
I
got it right here too.
Oh, you got it. Okay, go ahead. I'll put it up. I'll put it up on. Well, maybe not. My computer's running really slow.
I got way more passionate about that than I was expecting.
No, dude, it's good. That's what we want. That's what we're here for. Get into it. I got it. Here we go.
Okay, so Christopher Tolkien on the commercialization of The Lord of the Rings. This is what he said. Tolkien has become a monster, devoured by his popularity and absorbed by the absurdity of the times. The gap that has opened up between the beauty and seriousness of the work and what it has become is beyond me. Such a degree of commercialization reduces the aesthetic and philosophical scope of this creation to nothing. I have only one solution left: to turn my head away. And I think that's the point that we're getting to. Now, I want to say all this and say, I hope that when Hunt for Gollum comes out, and if this movie by Stephen Colbert and his son comes out, that I'm proving wrong. I hope they're great movies. I don't want them to be bad movies. I'm not wishing for them to fail. Like, I don't wish that. Even though Stephen Colbert, with some of the stuff he's said and done and has promoted, I don't wish that. Like, I want the movie to be successful, but
successful for the right reasons. Let's be clear.
Yes, exactly. Successful for the right reasons.
Yeah.
That's the important thing. But I doubt it. So, and Christopher Tolkien tried to warn us, but there was a reason why I guess he saw the writing on the wall with the original trilogy. Mm-hmm. And I think it just, like, with Tolkien's work, it demands a high level of intelligence and care. And, not only that, but Tolkien was a traditionalist. And so, and a conservative at that. He stands for everything. He was a Christian traditionalist conservative, and he stands for everything that Hollywood does not represent.
Yeah.
So it's going to be hard for them to capture that, regardless of if the person's a Catholic or not. If they're left-leaning Catholic, they're going to be probably changing things because they're going to bring in. If they're not focused on, here's the thing: if Stephen Colbert truly does have a passion for Tolkien's work and isn't concerned about his own ideas and opinions and biases, and he just wants to make a faithful adaptation, it can absolutely work. I don't know Stephen Colbert personally. It could absolutely work. But that remains to be seen, and I highly doubt. But I could be proven wrong. So
yeah, I mean, listen, you never know.
Yep.
But we're not even in like a trust but verify. It's
You got to earn my trust, and like Hollywood, you've broken it, and Warner Brothers
dead,
falls into
dude.
that.
Yeah, there is no trust. Like we don't trust you. We don't trust you for so many reasons.
Many reasons.
And so at this point, these things are announced, and you can see it. I mean, like obviously Twitter's not real life, X or whatever, but you can kind of gauge to a degree how people are feeling about things. This got announced, and everyone, there was like one or two like kind of shill accounts for like Lord of the Rings pages. They were like, oh boy, but everyone else is like, no. Like, this is not the move. Why does anyone think this is the move? Why him? You know, it smells of Rings of Power. That it's that whiff again of like, this is a choice. So we'll see. And who knows, man, like the whole like Barrow Downs thing, I think they're playing cover for something. This is if I was a betting man and I was going to bet a lot of money on this, I would tell you this is a bait and switch.
Yeah.
There's something
it's got that
going,
feeling, doesn't it?
There's something going on there. Oh, okay, Stephen, make sure that you talk about the specific chapters that you guys are going to cover in this movie. It's very formulaic. It feels very scripted. And there's rumors about it technically being a sequel because, like, you had talked about this technically taking place after Return of the King, even though he's saying, like, oh, this is what we're actually covering. But the question becomes, like, how much of it are you covering? Let's assume this is a 3-hour movie. How are you going to do a 3-hour movie specifically about that? Like, is it going to be engaging? How much of the original cast are in this? What kind of role will Sam's daughter be playing in this movie? There's a lot of unanswered questions. And so
that will remain to be seen.
If it was me, if I was trying to put myself in their shoes, my bet is that this will be a present, quote unquote, present day after Return of the King with flashbacks of the Barrow Downs. And it will be centered around Sam's daughter, and certain things will be revealed in that plot line, and we'll see flashbacks of things from those chapters. And it's not going to be what anyone who still might think this is going to be good. It's not going to be focused on those chapters. That's not going to be the main part of the story. They're going to try to write their own thing. This is what Hollywood always does.
Yep.
They're going to go in and try to essentially hijack Tolkien's work. That's what always happens.
100%.
They all think that they know better. They all think that they can do better. And that's the biggest problem, and that's where Peter Jackson and I think a lot of those people have lost it, is that when they originally set out, their goal wasn't really to make their own thing. Their goal was to try to be as faithful as possible and try to get it into cinemas and do what they could there. And I think that they did do a valiant job, and obviously there are people who don't like it, and obviously Christopher doesn't like those movies, but we just all don't feel that way. But ultimately he's probably right. If we're talking long term, this is the same thing that happened with Star Wars, not Return of the Jedi, excuse me. Which one am I thinking of? The Last Jedi. No. The Last Jedi was that turning point where it was like, guys, there's like Star Wars is headed in the wrong direction at this point. Like we clearly see it now. This is bad, and it's been bad ever since. And I think we've seen a lot of stuff come out. It hasn't done well. It's been pretty much panned universally. I think this is that moment. Like, you could probably say it's Rings of Power. This moment feels very much to me that moment where everyone is now going, oh, no, this is cooked. This is over.
Yep. It's done.
Yeah.
Because they just don't have the right people at the helm, unfortunately.
So we'll see.
We got to be honest.
Well, Joseph, we don't have enough time to cover the 6 other things that we need to talk about. So let's talk about Harry Potter
Okay.
And then I'll close out with Crimson Desert, and then we'll cover Dune, Spider-Man, The Furious, and Project Hail Mary next week. Because I don't think we have anything else to talk about next week.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Well, obviously, with the Harry Potter, he did such terrible casting with Snape. You race swapped such a beloved character played by one of the great actors of our time and gave this poor actor the impossible job of following up that performance with making sure everything he does will not have a racial angle to it. It's asinine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This is
I'm sure the actor is great, but he may be a great actor. It doesn't mean he should play Mother Teresa.
Exactly.
Sometimes you have to be the part in the book that the person's described as, right? Like Ryan Gosling, great actor. This is the meme, right? The trope, or the meme at this point. But he shouldn't play Black Panther.
Yeah, he's not T'Challa,
right? he shouldn't play Blade. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it would be silly for him to play that role. Yep. And this specifically. And dude, what's so crazy about it is there are so many people in those books that are of different races. They
it's already a diverse story.
Asian, Black, like there is like diversity in this world. And it's one of those things that it's like, this feels, because it's Snape, it feels intentional. And then of course, the show's not even out yet. Like, I guess it's the end of the year. We're already getting the race baiting. Like, and dude, it's one of those things that's just like, people are just tired of this. Yep. They're tired. It's like, guys, you knew what you were doing. And the thing is, one of the things I always think is funny, because they always bring up the death threats. They always bring up the blah, blah, blah. It's like, you guys need to start showing receipts, because no one believes you. Are these anonymous accounts that are from India? Are these, people who have been on some social media platform for a total of like 2 weeks? Like, what exactly are we talking about here? You have to show us receipts, because nobody believes you at this point. Like it's all part of the marketing now.
Yep.
It's clockwork.
Yep. Exactly. That's exactly what it's going to be. Then it's going to be, this actor's experiencing. They're going to go through the same things we typically do. Oh, he's getting racial hatred and different things online and stuff.
Yeah, they jumped on that real quick.
When they're setting him up for it, and it's it's also, think about how things look. If I remember correctly, doesn't Harry Potter's dad hangs Snape, bullies him by hanging him?
Yeah.
So now you got Snape is Black. You got that imagery.
Yeah.
And then what else was there? Wasn't Snape accused of stealing stuff by Harry?
Maybe.
I don't know, but you know what I mean. Like, how are things going to be portrayed and come across on screen?
Oh my gosh.
No,
I'm this movie. We will be reviewing this year.
I know it comes out in December 2026.
And what sucks, dude, is like there's a lot of it from this trailer, at least from an aesthetic. It doesn't look bad. There's nothing in it for the most part with this trailer, and like, controversy aside, I don't get like a nostalgic feeling. It doesn't feel like, quote unquote, like my Harry Potter, if you will. Like, I'm not a huge Harry Potter guy. Like, we've talked about these movies in the past. Like, I have so many issues with the stories, the writing, the way that the world building works in this. It's not great overall, but it looks like there's a lot of effort that really went into this, in the casting, and for the most part, and I think there's like some things in the trailer that give me a little bit of worry. Nick Frost playing Hagrid, he feels really understated, which I like. He's reading, or like his dialogue feels understated, I guess. Like, he's not like kind of larger than life like the character of Hagrid is. Like you go back and watch that first movie and Hagrid in that he's this big presence, and you know, and I could be wrong, it could be just the scenes that they've decided to show here. I just don't know. I that's kind of where I'm at. It's like like the look of it is pretty accurate, and obviously this has a big hill to climb because the movie franchise was massive.
Yep.
People love it. They even though they're not all super accurate to the books, like it is a part of the culture of Harry Potter. Like it is so ingrained in all of that. Like I don't think there are like huge arguments in that fan base of like, oh, well, it's not super accurate to the lore, blah blah blah. Like people just love it, you know?
Yeah.
And it's cool, man. Like that, they're supposed to be like they want to add like a lot of extra stuff to this. I want to see a lot of it, and obviously we're still gonna try to give the show like a fair beat. Like, you know, casting decisions aside, there is gonna be a lot to talk about, a lot to kind of break.
I'm sure he's a good actor.
You know, yeah, but that's what everybody keeps talking, and then someone's like, "Oh, well, it's not his fault." Blah blah blah. It's like he knew. I promise. I promise you.
He's a man. He's a grown man. He's not a child. He knew what he was doing when he signed up.
Yep. And they talked to him about it. I guarantee you, they specifically this was intentional, and they talked to him about it beforehand. And I would even go as far as to tell you that they are drumming up the controversy themselves to put it out there right away, because this is how you do it. This is how they've done it for so long. And the problem is like we're not in the same place we were when this used to work 10 years ago. Yep. People don't care anymore. Like Hollywood, everyone who has been involved with this stuff, all the people who were involved with race baiting over the last 10 years, they have ruined. It's the boy who cried wolf, ultimately. Like that's the scenario that we're in at this point, because everyone has said over the years, oh my gosh, it's this, it's that, it's this ism, it's that ism. And for a little while, people are like, oh man, that's like we don't know, we don't like that. No, that's not good. And then after a while, people are like, wait a minute. And then that lady from BLM bought like 4 houses with like money from donations, and everyone just started going like, wait, like all of this is just a grift. All of this is just a get-rich-quick scheme for certain people, and then they're using other people in order to do that, and using the feelings of other people to do that. It doesn't work anymore. People have realized that, and they're just looking for quality in their productions. They want accuracy in their stories if they're based on material that they love, and they want good material. That's why A Knight of 7 Kingdoms is doing so well. It's authentic. It's why, we're not going to talk about this week, but it's why Project Hail Mary is doing so well. It's just that story. It is there to tell you that story. And it's good. Like
today is just a terrible day, man. It's like you just mentioned, you got those Project Hail Mary telling a good story, but you got people thinking that they can think of a storyline good enough to be a sequel to Lord of the Rings when Tolkien couldn't, but they think they can, even though it's probably just going to be flashbacks. It's not going to be an actual sequel to Return of the King in that sense.
Yeah.
Like they're not doing a new baddie. It's just going to be flashbacks. I mean, if they do a new villain, it's definitely over. In the sense of like an actual sequel to The Return of the King. But Hollywood just loves to kill everything you love at this point. For the most part. For the very most part.
Yeah, sure.
So, we don't like being critical like this. We very much prefer to be positive.
I don't like talking about this stuff.
We want to be honest and transparent, and this is just the reality of where it's at.
I don't have fun talking about this stuff. I would rather be talking about how interested I am in the show and the things that they're doing, but like the controversy gets in the way, and this is what turns people off. Not only did they come out with that, it's almost like they came out with that to try to lessen the blow of telling everybody that it's probably going to be 2 years between seasons.
Yeah.
And the show will be 10 episodes a season probably?
Probably.
And so we're going to have to sit around and wait, and like it might work for them because like Harry Potter's a known product. So you're not dealing with like people know about it enough in their mind that them waiting that extra time might be all right. But you're going to deal with a couple things. Something with a project as long as this, because there's 7 books, right? So you're talking 14 years, which means every single person in this cast, you're going to be dealing with kids aging out. You're going to be dealing with deaths because it happened with the movies. People who are in this show, and I hate saying this, but this is the way that it does work. People who are in this show that are cast in major roles will probably die before this series gets finished.
Yep.
You and I will literally be elderly by the time this show ends.
We really will.
It's ridiculous if it makes it that long. If it makes it that long. And I
You're
again,
just like your father, lazy, racist. My father was not racist. Dude. You know it's coming. Man.
I know, dude. It could turn out.
Someone
to
said
be really bad.
Someone's online said that he looked like the guy from Good Burger.
I saw that. Kel, right, or Keenan?
Yeah, something like that. Now, here's the question I forgot to ask you with Lord of the Rings, just real fast.
Yeah.
What's the over/under that Zendaya plays Eleanor?
Oh, dude. I think if you did something like that, I think it would be completely cooked. Like it is, but at the same time, I think you'd find yourself in an even worse position. I mean, it's not going to be good as it is, but yeah, man, I don't know. I mean, I think that they did good casting with the kid who's playing Harry. Ron looks good. I don't really even have a problem with Hermione. The biggest thing is that I'm stacking this up against the original movies. Every visual aspect of this, it's going to be like, well, I think that because like this has a little bit more of a muted tone. Like I would call it's like the color grading. It's a little more muted than the original movies. They were very colorful until they got into the later movies, but that I think was purposeful to show sort of the how dark things were getting and how like dire things were getting. So it's like it works for the most part, but like that first movie is very authentic to the book. They leave very little out of the book. And I remember seeing that like as a kid, and it was just this like wonderful experience. There's so much about it that I like and like have fond memories of, and I don't think it's going to be quite the same. I mean, obviously, I'm not in the same place in my life as I was in 2001 or whenever that came out, but it just I don't know. I'm not sure yet how I fully feel about it. And obviously I want to see the show, and they're going to put out more trailers before then. But I think they're going to be in trouble with this casting, man. I think they really might have shot themselves in the foot pretty bad for not staying more accurate to the books. I think people are just tired of it, and they're just not going to put up with it anymore. And that's all. That's all I have to say.
Well, I do want to clarify something on Rings of Power. I asked Gemini if Stephen Colbert positively reviewed the Rings of Power, and Gemini said no. He has not positively reviewed the Rings of Power. In fact, he hasn't given the show a formal public review at all.
Oh, okay. So maybe that person didn't know what they were talking about.
Yeah.
Darn, I was hoping
AI can be wrong,
bro. I was hoping those exist. I'll look anyway, just to see if there's like anything out there.
Apparently, his actual opinion comes from an untelevised audience Q&A during a live taping of The Late Show in late 22. And according to an audience member who shared the interaction online, when asked for his take on the series, allegedly Colbert responded with, "It's very much a Jeff Bezos adaptation and not a Tolkien adaptation. I didn't finish it. It committed the cardinal sin. It bored me." Allegedly, that's what he said.
All right.
So if that's true, then maybe there's some hope. But again, I just don't think we need to be telling those chapters in the Fellowship of the Ring. Just tell something new, homie.
Yeah, dude.
Outside of the trilogy, that trilogy.
All right. Well, on that note, Joseph, I think we'll end it there. Oh, I guess I was going to talk about. I'll talk about Crimson Desert next week. I'm going to be streaming a lot more of it. All I'll say is that I think the reviewers were wrong in their assessment of it, and this game.
Oh, I just realized we can just petition Trump and his admin to not push the merger through if they keep announcing these movies.
Maybe I'll let you know what you can take that
I'm
one
good.
up. that one can be on you.
No, I'm good.
But yeah, man, there's tons of controversy surrounding this game because all these like mainstream journalists were giving it pretty mediocre scores, and it's really bad. Like it would take me forever to go into everything, and we'll talk about it more next week. But there's a thing in the games journalism world and reviewers and things like that where a good game basically has to get a 9 or a 10. If you get a score and your average has to be in that range, if you get anything below like an 85 in the minds of that world, your game's like doomed, which is stupid. The game sold like 3 million copies. It is a success. It's going to continue to be a success. And it would seem that I think it's Pearl Abyss is the development team behind it. They seem to be pretty happy with the results. Like they are sharing the numbers of games that have been sold. And it's only been Friday will be a week since it came out. I think it was no. Tomorrow, Thursday will be tomorrow night is when it was like officially launched. It's got some like bugs, but every like Skyrim had bugs. Game's huge, like absolutely massive. It's unbelievable the things you can do in it, like all that. It's really interesting to see all of the controversy surrounding it, and just kind of how a lot of it's really unfair, and you can tell either people did not take the time to play the game or more nefarious reasons. Not that you should trust any of these companies. I think I was telling Jenna this the other day, like you can't spell ignorant without IGN. So it's like
That's great.
Yeah, this is the like I'm at the point now, and I've told you this before, and I think you're mostly on the same page with this. I just don't trust any of these like mainstream outlets anymore. If I'm interested in it and I want to spend my money on it, I will take the time to buy it, play it, and tell you how I feel about it. And whether I think people are correct or whether I think that they're over-exaggerating or just straight up wrong about it. And I think the early messaging for this game was incorrect, and I think people were really unfair with how they were reviewing and diagnosing the game. Not that it's without its faults. I think there is some like convoluted nature to it, but the problem that a lot of people are saying that the kind of game industry and that whole world is having right now is that the sense of exploration and what gaming used to be, that's like what Crimson Desert is, versus having yellow paint and markers everywhere to show players where they have to go because all of these people in the gaming industry are too worried that no one will beat their game because they're too confused. Instead of letting people try things and experiment and go, well, there's a ladder there. Can I climb that ladder? Yes, I can climb that ladder. Well, what's up the ladder? Well, I have 2 directions I can go. Which one should I go in?
Critically think.
Yeah, exactly. And this game makes you do that. There are moments where my brain is just sort of like I think I'm just going to go back to petting the dogs because like this puzzle is kind of like melting my brain. It's pretty cool though, man. Like I that's what I would say about it right now is like it's cool. And I'll probably keep doing some updates. And then maybe next week I'll have a little announcement. So I'm working on some things. I've been telling you I've been working on some things. I'm working on some things.
You have been. I'm excited to hear.
So I trying to get us, trying to get us growing. That's kind of been the goal. that you and I have been talking about, and trying to move us in the correct direction with the show and everything that we're doing, and some of the stuff I've been working on, and including like just getting us a copyright protector thing to make sure that like we're going to be safe from all of these corporations who don't understand what fair use is. So here we are, just dealing with that. So Joseph, with that,
I'm excited to hear, man.
Unless you have anything else you want to say, we'll close out the show.
If only the hobbits would have gotten vaccinated, none of this would have happened.
We'd be in a different place.
Yep, that's all I got.
All right, everyone.
I'll leave you with that.
Well, on that note, thank you for listening to episode 231 of The Underground. Oh, Joseph, I'm so sorry. One last thing.
No problem.
Happy 5-year anniversary.
Oh, yeah. Happy 5-year anniversary, bro.
5 years on YouTube and still going strong. I got an email from, like, we get emails all the time from random people that are like, hey, do you like wine? And it's like, dude, we talk about television and movies. Like, what are you doing? But someone was like, hey, congratulations on so many episodes of your podcast. Nearly no one makes it this far. And I was like, that's something to be proud of.
It is.
231 episodes. What was that? Do you remember what the statistic was on that? That it's like 10 episodes? That most,
I think it's 7 episodes that most people do. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Like, I think it's like over 90-something% of people who do podcasts quit after
like 9 episodes, 7 episodes.
Yeah, 7 episodes.
That's crazy. We've like many X'd that at this point. Awesome.
Oh yeah, easily.
Well, on that note, you all have a great night, and we'll see you next time.
Take it easy.